Hey guys, welcome to the Red Club, and today we're on the second episode of the Modern Classic series, and today we have Aditya with us, and we're doing the first Japanese car in this series, and it's a really cool car, and I can't wait to talk about it. So this is Aditya from Kalikat. What's up, Aditya? How are you doing?
Hi, Hardi. I'm good. How are
Yeah,
things?
so the car behind you looks spectacular in that black color, and I can't wait to hear its story. And yeah, let's get into it.
Thank
So,
you.
when did you first hear about the GS300? How did this start?
The whole thing about the GS started in college. That was back in 2014. So I didn't know about the car coming with the 2JZ GTE and all. But I hadn't actually seen the car in person because obviously it's been a JDM car, like actual Japanese only car. We now I never thought we had
Right.
any in India. So what happened is one fine day, one of my neighbors parking is filled with this yellow color huge car. So I go there, I check it out, and it's a GS300. So I always knew it as a Aristo which had the engine. So I
Right.
really didn't know that the GS and the Aristo were the same car. So I talked to him, and then I find out it's a Aristo with the GS, the badge and everything.
Mhm. Right.
So Lexus kit, Toyota, how they used to do it back then. So
Right.
I was blown away with the whole, the whole 2JZ and all of that,
Yeah,
teenage.
for sure.
So those
Yeah,
times
yeah,
where
for sure.
yeah. So I really wanted to get one of those.
Mhm.
After seeing the car and after sitting in the car and seeing what the car can do. But
Right.
then being a student and cars being very expensive back then, I couldn't really afford it.
Mhm.
So I didn't really think about it much, but I really wanted one once I could get my hands on it. So
Right.
around 2016, when my college was about to get over, 2016-17,
Mhm.
I found a black Aristo in Mumbai with a dealer.
Mhm.
This same exact car. Uh, it was put up for sale for quite a bit of money back then. I tried to get it, but being a student again, I couldn't really justify buying a 20-year-old car, and you know,
Yeah,
so
paying a bomb for it.
I couldn't really get it, and then I later found out the cars got sold to some guy in Bangalore. So
Right.
that there it ended, the whole dream to get a car until I thought one day I will get it. Then
Mhm.
I never really thought about it till I went to UK, and I found a couple of GSs, and I thought
Right.
I'll buy one there. But then
Mhm.
I soon realized that the cars are pretty expensive anywhere you go. So I didn't really no, I didn't really get a
Yeah.
car there, and then I came back home.
Right.
That is when I actually thought this is it. I really need one of these, and I
Mhm.
started looking for it.
Okay.
And I
So
did go
this
check out a
black
few
car,
cars.
so this black car, he says like it got sold to Bangalore and stuff back in the day. I've been in Bangalore since then. So there was like one of these days when I was in Koramangala with a friend. We were just walking around the neighborhood because that neighborhood had like pretty cool cars and stuff like that. We had seen like I think Nissan 370Z and a 488 or something like that. And we were just walking around, just exploring the place. We were on the way to go somewhere else. We were just walking around, and there was just like quaint little lane on the side. I walk there and I see this black sedan just under a tree. Okay, it's like basically you could say it's like abandoned, like an RIP car status or something like that.
Yeah.
And it was like completely covered in dirt, and it had like some weird, cool looking but quirky looking wheels on it. It had all sorts of aftermarket lights all over the place. And I mean, it wasn't a badly kept car. It was just left there for a good while. You could understand that. And
Yeah.
I went crazy. I lost my shit because I knew what it was. I knew it had a 2J. I knew this car was capable of producing 1,000 horsepower and smoking like God knows what on a good day. And I went crazy. And my friend with me, my really close friend Omkar, he was with me, and he didn't really like know what it was until I explained to him. And once I told him it had a Supra engine, my man also lost his shit. We didn't know what to do, but we tried looking around and finding out who the car belonged to, but we couldn't do any of it. And I just hoped that the car was going to get restored because it was parked on the side of the road. And honestly, it's a JDM legend. It's like the real JDM sleeper that isn't really given enough importance today. So we left, and that was the last I really saw of that car for a few years. And a week ago, I had a call up with Aditya. He said he had a GS300, and to my surprise, and causing me intense happiness was the fact that he had picked up this car from Bangalore and he was restoring the entire thing and bringing it back to its former glory. So that like made my day, and now here we are talking about this beast which is being resurrected. Yeah. So you saw this car coming to Bangalore, and when you came back from your studies in the UK, you were going to pick up one. So you saw a few other cars, right?
Yeah. I saw a few other cars, but no, they were in up to. I mean, no, none of the cars were in good condition, but I was made to believe. I was told that this car is in a better condition. Until I saw the car in person again.
Yeah.
So I did went around. I went around, saw a bunch of cars, but none of them either didn't have papers correct. They weren't legal, or they had some of the other issues.
Right.
So I find this car maybe around the lockdown. So how I found this car is pretty funny. So everyone might know the Instagram page Parked in Bangalore.
Yeah, so he's a good friend of ours as well.
Yeah. So one day he posted a picture of this car, abandoned, not really abandoned, but as you said, it's been it's been sitting there. Yeah. So he saw this. He posted this picture of this car sitting there. So I remember the wheels, and I was like, "Oh God, this is the same car which was got sold back then."
Yeah.
So I wanted to get to know who had the car. So at the same time, I found a few dealers sharing information about the car, and I knew the car is actually legit and it's there. So I started off looking around. I looked around. I couldn't find the guy. I asked, the group. I mean, the Instagram page and everything. Everywhere I searched for the car. I couldn't find it.
Right.
And, I guess it's from one of the comments the ex-owner of the car did. So he posted the comment on his page. I guess the Parked in Bangalore page. That's how we found him. So we found him. I started talking to him. We talked for like 2-3 months before I got the car. I talked about what all has been done to the car. I tried. He didn't really want to sell the car, but then he was in a position that he didn't really know what to do with the car. So I got lucky, you could say, and he finally decided to give me the car. So I decided to go drive down to Bangalore to see the car, to finalize the whole thing. So I couldn't find. I couldn't see the car. There was some. We had some issues, seeing and being in a pandemic.
Guys, let me break this. He lives in Calicut, cars in Bangalore. How many times did you come to Bangalore to see the car and end up not
I went to Bangalore 4 times to pick up the car.
He went to Bangalore 4 times to pick up the car, not to see the car or anything.
Yeah,
he went with the intention to pick up
the car
up the owner.
So first time I went down, we couldn't meet. There's some issues with the cops and all. He couldn't bring the car to me. So I came back home. I went back again. He couldn't. He wasn't there at the same time. So things like this happened. So the last time which I went, I told him, he also got very, he was like, okay, you've been coming so far for so long.
Yeah.
I know you're not, fooling around, and you're not like the other guys who just come and, So he's like, the car's at this place. You can go see the car, but I'm not here, unfortunately.
Right.
But you can take the car around if you want to drive it. So I was like, yeah, fine, okay. At least I get to see the car.
Right.
So I go there. I wait for this guy who's bringing the car, and I can hear this, the blow of, whistling from.
This is the 4th time you went to Bangalore. The 4th time you went to Bangalore, you got lucky to see it.
So 3rd time is not the charm. The 4th time is.
4th time is.
So I see the car rolling down. It's not in very bad condition, but it wasn't in the condition which I thought it was in.
Right.
I knew the car had cosmetic issues, but I didn't know, how badly the car has been, the elements are actually, done. The car's been sitting out for a long, long time.
Yeah, with no cover or anything.
So, nothing. Yeah. So it had its own fair of issues. The whole bumper and everything has had issues. So I saw the car, but I wasn't happy, but I really wanted the car. So I was like, so I've seen the car. I want the car. So when do I come to take it up? So he's like, the owner, being a really good guy, he's like, the car has such and such issues. So I'll do this. I'll fix it up for you. So it had some basic issues, like the AC wasn't working.
Mhm.
So the battery was bad. Like, how 20-year-old car. So it's
Yeah.
like
Let me
I'll
bring something
replace all
up.
this.
He
Yeah,
never met
I'll
the
fix it
owner,
up for
by
you.
the way.
Yeah.
He never met the owner. Someone else was like bringing the car to him, and all he's only talking to the owner on the phone.
Yeah. I've never seen him till now. So I
Oh, you
hope
bought
to
the car
meet
and you
him.
never met him. Wow.
Yeah. So I hope to see him after the whole lockdown thing gets,
Yeah.
So we've been talking a lot. So see, he fixed up the car for me.
Mhm.
He asked me to come after 10 days. So I
Right.
didn't even give him any advance or anything.
Okay.
So he saw the car. He knew that I was committed to this. So he's like,
Yeah.
it's okay, just come after 10 days. The car
Bro,
is
you
there for
went to
you.
Bangalore 4 times without seeing the car and kept going back. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's like, come after 10 days. So
Yeah.
I really didn't know how to pick the car up because it was in the middle of lockdown and everything.
Right.
So on fine day, he's like, the car's ready. So
Right.
it's not even 10 days. So I'm like, yeah, okay. So I'm driving down tomorrow.
Mhm.
He's like, yeah, okay, come down. We'll ship the car back. I'm like, yeah, done. I'll come down. We'll see the car. We'll get the deal done. I'll take the car. So I drive down on. I think it was a Monday morning.
Right.
I drive down on Monday morning. I see the car at around. So it's an 8-hour drive from here to Bangalore.
Right.
So I reach there around 12 or something. I finish lunch. I go see the car.
Mhm.
The car's in better shape than what I saw last time.
Right.
So I'm like, yeah, okay, I'll take the car. So he's like, no, don't drive it down. I don't know.
Mhm.
I'm not sure about the tire conditions. I'm
Right.
not sure about the brakes. I'm not sure of the suspension.
Mhm.
You have to figure it out. I do one thing.
That's right.
I'll ship the car for you. You
Right.
don't have to pay me anything extra. I'll ship the car for you.
Mhm.
So being being very excited, I'm like, no, it's okay. I'll arrange all the shipping, everything. I'll take care of it. You don't worry about it. Just give me the car. So now I'm there in HSR, two
Yeah.
cars with me, and just me.
Not knowing what to do.
I don't have
Yeah.
someone to drive it around anything. So I call up one of my friend who was there in Bangalore. So he comes and takes the car with me. So he drives my Polo and I drive this car and goes back to his flat. So
Right.
I was still thinking about shipping the car back.
Right.
But then the small journey which I had from HSR to BTM,
Mhm.
you know how much it is. It just
Yeah.
just few kilometers.
Yeah.
Really
Yeah.
liked, I really wanted to know what the car could do and how the car
Right.
feels and all that.
Yeah.
So I decided that I'm gonna drive it down.
Drove
So-
the car for 5 kilometers and said, I'm going to drive
Yeah.
8 hours after this, boys. God help us.
So I didn't know how to drive it back because either I had to leave the Polo here, in BTM and go in this car, come back again, take
Right.
the Polo and go back.
Right.
So I didn't know what to do. So one of my friends, fortunately, was in Bangalore,
Mhm.
who used to live in Calicut again.
Okay.
So you might know him as Praveen EG. He has that
Yeah.
air suspension Polo and all
Engine
that.
Polo. Yeah.
Yeah. So he was there. So he was like, no, don't worry about it. I'll come. I'll drive the Polo. I'm not driving the other car. I'll drive the Polo. We'll see what happens. Just take the car. He was also excited. The whole. We never saw such a car, so he
Yeah.
was like very excited. So
Right.
he was like, yeah, no worries. We'll drive it down. We'll see what happens. Whatever comes,
Right.
we'll take care of it.
That's
So
cool.
what we did is we arranged three those zero ankle trucks,
Right. The flatbed.
the flatbeds. So
Yeah.
we wanted the zero ankle ones because the car is pretty low. Even as standard, the car is pretty low. So
Right.
we arranged three of them: one in
Mhm.
Bangalore, one in Mysore, and one in Wayanad. So
Car was
we're like,
predicted to break down in all three spots.
yeah. So I was like,
Yeah.
this is the three spots. I think the car's gonna break down. If the car doesn't break down till this point, then we are good to go. So we got the contacts. We if we have any issues, we'll call you. So we started off. We thought we'll start off early in the morning. So early in the morning, 4 o'clock, we get up. We go to the car. We start the car up. We warm it up. I switch on the headlights. There's no headlights. I'm like, fuck. So later I realized it's just it's a loose connection. But so
Right.
I couldn't really I was in the whole mess there back then.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh fuck, I don't know what to do. So I was like, okay, fuck it. You drive in the Polo in the front. I'll follow you back. So it's just
Yeah.
3-4 hours.
Polo
and
headlights
then,
are good.
yeah, Polo is pretty nice. So I was like, okay, I'll just follow you. Just drive.
Right.
Fortunately, the fogs were working. The fog lights on the
Yeah.
Aristo were working. So I was
Yeah.
like, okay, drive, will go off. So we
Mhm.
started driving. For about 10 kilometers, 20 kilometers, I took it very, very subtle.
Easy.
I wanted to know
Yeah.
if the brakes work. So I didn't want to wanted to overheat or anything. So
Yeah.
I didn't really know about what state the car's in.
Right.
So I took it slow. Then I opened her up. Man, I was in love. This car was screaming. So
That engine is just insane.
yeah, it was
Yeah.
amazing. Even in that such a state, it was pretty nice to drive.
Yeah.
We took the car home. We drove it down.
Didn't break down.
Nope, not
You have
even, we
God's
didn't even
blessing.
skip a beat. You know?
Lovely.
And surprisingly enough, it didn't. I had a budget of 20K
Mhm.
for the petrol because I didn't know how much this car's gonna
Right.
drink. Yeah, surprisingly, I didn't really cost me much. Maybe like 4K. Maybe like 4K
No,
is
that's
maybe
pretty decent.
how much? Yeah, it was pretty decent because the
That's
whole.
really decent.
Yeah, it was very decent. Compared to
Yeah.
what I did with the car. I
Yeah.
was sliding around. I was doing crazy shit.
So that's how you got the car. You brought it back
Yeah.
home and stuff like that. And then you started the whole process of like rebuilding and modifying and stuff like that. So what have you done to this car since you bought it?
So I soon realized that some of the parts were not Toyota. It was not cheap. So I looked around, couldn't find many parts in India. I mean, literally none of the parts are available in India.
Right.
So I found body parts, panels, and all that in Dubai.
Right.
Suspension components and all that in Russia, Ukraine, all over the globe.
Full world tour. Full world tour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So ignition packs and all that in
Yeah.
US, suspension from Japan. So each part from one place is.
Yeah.
I started gathering parts one by one. So everything is reaching. You can see. I think you can see a box there back there. Just came from Japan. Has a
Okay.
couple of parts in that. So it's not done yet. But, parts are
Overnight
coming
parts
in.
from Japan.
Yeah, I wish. More like over the week, over the months now. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's slowly there. It's getting there.
Yeah.
It's under the process,
So what do you have under
And
the
I'm set under the hood right now. So I think you can see a intercooler.
Right.
It has
Not
an
really.
aluminum intercooler. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll show it around.
Yeah.
afterwards.
Yeah.
So it has a aluminum intercooler, aluminum radiator. It has the whole piping
Right.
for it. Then it has a couple of silicone hoses to replace the rubber hoses, which broke on me again.
By the
after
way,
I
let
tried
me
to
make
mess with the car.
let me make one quick joke. The Red Club symbol is actually intercooler. The joke was supposed to be that we cool down the car community.
Okay, I didn't know that. So it has upgraded fuel pump,
Right.
ignition system. I just did it a few weeks back. Not even a week. I think not even a week back.
Okay.
So I did the regular maintenance stuff right now.
Yeah.
I've installed coilovers on the rear. The fronts are still. I might do
It's
it
also
today
got a
or
blow off
tomorrow.
valve, right?
Yeah, it has an HKS blow off valve as well. Yeah.
And it's
So,
also the blow off valve and intake, I think.
Yeah,
HKS as
HKS intake, HKS blow off valve. Yeah.
well. Nice.
So just basic
do
mods
all
for now.
the
Yeah, it does all the sounds. It has all the
Yeah.
JZ sounds. Yeah.
Yeah, insane. That's cool.
So I'm slowly replacing all the parts one by one.
So he's building it all on his own. He's doing everything he can, like on his own, literally. Because I spoke to him a couple of days ago. He's like, "I got the rears done today, dude. I'll try doing the fronts before the video." So his rear is
Unfortunately, I
on
wasn't able to,
coilovers.
but yeah.
Yeah. So that's really cool.
And
dude.
a funny thing happened. So we fixed up the coilovers last night.
Right.
So last night we did the coilovers.
Yeah, I spoke to you this morning.
Yeah, you talked to me
Yeah.
this morning. So we fixed everything up. We dropped the car down. The car's not getting on the ground. The coilovers shipped from Japan at the recommended low heights.
Mm-hmm.
So they were like, well, this is fine. You can just use this. And there's some, I think, we missed something in the translation between Japanese and English. So
English.
I set up this height and I was like, okay, this is fine. This is going to work. I dropped the car down. The car's not touching the ground. It's on the jack. The jack is holding the car up. And mind you, it's a low profile jack. So I had to put blocks on the wheel
Yeah.
and make the tires touch the ground and then pull the jack out. Yeah, because I couldn't get the jack out otherwise. The car slammed on the ground. So I have to. Yeah, I didn't know it was going to be that low, so I have to rise it up again. So it's all trial and error.
Yeah, I mean, you're doing it yourself, so that's what matters. That's pretty cool, though.
Mostly, yeah.
What suspension are you running?
So it has Cusco 02.
So, other than this, so the GS300 came with rear wheel steering and stuff, right? So you were telling me about how you were gonna.
Yeah. Yeah. So the Aristo actually, the Vertex edition. So Vertex edition is supposed to be one with the rear wheel steering. It does the Andy
right.
Some ankle shit something. Okay. Yeah. So to make it corner better. So what ends up happening is that the car really cuts power when you try to take it around corners, because it's not actually designed to slide around.
Yeah, it's not designed
it's a luxury
sedan. It's supposed to be a sedan. Yeah. It's supposed to be like a 5 series back then. Yeah.
So it just keeps on interfering. So what I did right now is I pulled the plugs for the rear wheel steering, the ABS and traction.
Right.
So easy fix for that right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking I'll just remove the rear wheel steering, because there's no advantage of it.
Right.
To be honest. Yeah, because
So you want to slide it around? So what's the point?
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah. Also, man, slide traction control and ABS.
Yeah, just pull the plug.
It slides beautifully thanks to that.
Yeah. It just keeps on beeping, and it just cuts power.
Cuts power. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
For sure. So, I mean, that's really cool. So this is like one of those platforms that really hasn't been, popularized too much as a tuning platform, because not too many people know, but it's slowly becoming more and more popular. I think Oswak Auto they've bought and sold their GS300.
Yeah, he bought and sold the car again.
Yeah. So but there's definitely going to be people making content with this car and showing us how, especially you also, this car is really capable of a lot. It is basically a Supra engine in a sedan. It's like a proper sleeper.
Yeah.
So it should be really fun. We're going to keep up with this build for sure and keep updating. And can't wait to hear more from that 2J. Okay, on that note, thank you so much, Aditya, for coming on. It was great talking to you.
No worries.
And
good talking to you as well.
Good night. See you all.
Hey guys, thank you so much for watching that video, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe, because it really motivates us to shoot more content, edit more videos, and just create more things for you guys to watch. And if you guys have any ideas related to what we should shoot next, or if you guys have any interesting car stories or something like that, feel free to reach out to us, maybe through the comment section below, or even DM us on Instagram. So yeah, thank you.